And good morning. It's 7:03 on this Tuesday, July 23rd. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. It is a Tuesday, and we're here after the rain. The sun is shining this morning. I don't know how much rain we had, but it must have been not too long ago. But maybe it's gone for a while, and it's cooled off a little bit. Anyway, we are on the air on Tuesday mornings at this time for Tennova Healthcare Lebanon, and we always remind you of their 30 minutes or less ER service pledge, less waiting where it matters most in the emergency room. In a medical emergency, every minute matters, so at Tennova Healthcare Lebanon, you'll find faster care in their emergency room because they work diligently to have you initially seen by a medical professional in 30 minutes or less. And with a team of dedicated medical specialists, they can provide a lot more care if you need it. And again, a reminder, because this is something to be proud of and something we want you to remember and keep in mind, that Tennova Rehab Center at McFarland has been awarded for efficient and effective care, recognized as one of the top 10% of inpatient rehab facilities in the United States. And as we do our Healthy Minute this morning, just a reminder that as you age, your body requires larger amounts of certain vitamins and minerals. Calcium, fiber, potassium, and vitamin C, E, D, and B12 are among the nutrients commonly lacking in adults older than age 50. These essential vitamins and minerals perform a variety of important functions in your body, including supporting bone health, decreasing your risk of chronic diseases, preventing anemia, and helping you maintain a healthy weight. So the foods you eat play an important role in determining whether or not you receive adequate amounts of key vitamins and minerals. So give your health a boost by incorporating these kinds of foods, these five actually, into your diet: low-fat or fat-free dairy products, leafy green vegetables, blueberries, whole grains, and lean red meat, fish, and poultry. Well, that is it for Tennova this morning, and I am happy to welcome Commissioner Ray Justice from the city of Mount Juliet. Ray represents District 1, and they had a city council meeting, a board of commissioners meetings last night in Mount Juliet. He's here to talk about that and maybe a few other things. Ray, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good to see you. How are you?
Doing great. Doing fantastic. Early morning.
Well, Kenny Martin is the city manager, and he comes many times. I understand he's recuperating a little bit, maybe.
Yes, last night I announced that he had a hangnail and could not drive. And so,
it's a little more serious than that.
Well, yeah, actually, he had a thing on his ankle. I don't call it a thing because I don't know what it is, really, but it was a issue popped up with his ankle, and he's had to have some tests done, different things, and the doctor told him to stay off of it and get it looked at. So,
well, I understand you had quite an interesting meeting last night.
One of the most interesting meetings that we've ever had, I have to say.
Didn't adjourn?
Nope, we did not adjourn. No.
There was a battle over whether or not to adjourn.
Well, the battle was actually over a District 4 representative with Commissioner Abston, who resigned when he moved out of the district.
Right.
And as he was legally required to do, it left an opening in District 4. We had five people who stepped up to take the spot, who are all qualified candidates. And of those five, there were three that were nominated for a vote from the commission. Of those three, it was a stalemate. And
2-2 every time?
No. 2-1 and 1 every time.
Okay.
The argument being from my side of it was that we had one candidate who had 2 votes. We had one candidate with 1 and another candidate with 1. And that to me was a majority. And in that particular case, we tried every way in the world that we could to whittle it down so that we had, 2 candidates, the mayor and Commissioner Giles felt strongly that didn't need to be the case. Myself and Vice Mayor Manis felt that we have an extremely good candidate, and he and I both voted for that candidate.
That being?
Mr. Bullock, Bullock, Gerard Bullock, and a newcomer to the mix last night, Jennifer Mullally, was in there. Very, very nice lady. And former Commissioner Bradshaw was in the mix. And
so the four of you just can't agree on the fifth commissioner.
That's exactly right. And so the mayor had made a motion on a couple of different occasions to send it to a special election. There are a couple of different reasons that I didn't feel like that was appropriate. First of all, that leaves the District 4 without a representative for a couple of months.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like that was appropriate at all. Number two, people in my district wound up footing the bill for the special election, where you'd be lucky to get 500 people turn out, but it's still going to cost us $20,000 to do that. So I didn't feel like it was appropriate for the people in my district, or District 2 even, to pay for an election that did not influence our districts. Of course, these are just a couple of things that were involved.
What's the bottom line here? Nothing has been decided yet?
Nothing. We walked out last night. The mayor made a motion to adjourn on 2 or 3 different occasions, and there was 2 votes to adjourn, and then there was 2 votes not to adjourn. We wanted to settle it last night, and the mayor and the vice mayor, or the mayor and then Commissioner Giles, it just finally got to a point where they decided, look, well, if we leave, there's not going to be a quorum. The meeting will be continued at a later date, and so they went home.
Any guess as to what's going to happen now?
My guess, it would have been settled a long time ago, but I would have been wrong, and so I'm not even going to hazard a guess at this point. We're just going to keep doing what we do. This is not
okay, but you still either the Board of Commissioners or an election has got to determine the replacement commissioner.
Correct.
And right now, it's totally up in the air as to which it's going to be.
Correct. The sad part about that is the people in District 4 still don't have a representative.
Yeah.
So, again, this is not something where the mayor and I, or me and Commissioner Giles. I mean, after the meeting was over with, we were laughing and cutting up. I mean, this is not personal to us. This is just us taking a stand, and I think you used a term, line in the sand, earlier, and this is one for us. We're just we feel adamant that there is a very good candidate there, and for whatever reason, that candidate has not.
Okay, but isn't there a deadline looming out here that if you don't do something by a certain date, then there'll have to be an election?
And I may be wrong on this. I think it was August the 22nd is what I was told, and don't hold me to that.
Yeah.
And,
so there's still time.
There is still time
to make the decision.
Sure. The mayor's a reasonable man. He's kind of a little bit on the stubborn side, and we found out last night there's actually 4 very stubborn commissioners in Mount Juliet, and so we'll move along. The city of Mount Juliet is not going to stall in this process, and there are bumps in every form of government. I think ours probably has fewer bumps than others do. We tend to agree on most everything. It's just when we disagree vehemently.
So, but you are, for right now, down to 3 candidates.
Correct.
What happened to the other? I mean, the Board of Commissioners actually eliminated them in the process? Or?
Well, one, Mr. Rodriguez, he was not there at the meeting last night, and I had gotten word, there was nothing official, but I had gotten word that he was withdrawing his name from the mix. And then Mr. Rossmeyer, who is a retired city employee and one of the finest gentlemen I've ever met in my life, just a wonderful man, served the city of Mount Juliet very well. He did not get nominated for the position, so they just left the other 3 for us to vote on.
All right. Well, so, but that was just really the issue last night. Did you do anything else?
Oh, absolutely. We had all kinds of. Matter of fact, it was amazing. I was sitting here looking earlier, some of the things that we did, and most of it is very boring, as government should be. We should be out of the way. People should not even want to look at our meetings. Unfortunately, I think the Nielsen ratings went through the roof last night on that one. But we had some police department equipment that was surplus, declared surplus equipment to be sold on auction, govdeals.com. And that the proceeds from that equipment will go to a 501c3 that will be chosen at a later date by the chief, and which is what we do most every year when there's surplus equipment. Once again, 4-0 vote for unanimous. We had a ordinance to rezone and adopt a preliminary master development plan for Hibbett Station, which is a new development. And it was kind of interesting because the conversation was going towards what can we do to limit the rentals. We have, because Mount Juliet is growing like it is, because there's a shortage of inventory out there for real estate. You also have a lot of people coming in wanting to rent, not own, and live close to Nashville. And so a lot of investors are buying homes, and they're creating rentals in single-family subdivisions, things of this nature. Okay. So we're trying to do what we can do legally to limit what can be done. And so the developer came in last night with an interesting concept, and we don't even know if it's enforceable at this point, where he put in his covenants and restrictions that they would only have a maximum of 10% of the overall development would be rental units, would be allowed by the homeowners association. And any change to the covenants and restrictions not only had to be voted on by, I think it's 67%, 3/4, majority vote.
2/3.
And then it would have to come back to the city commission also for ratification.
Oh, okay.
So, again, we don't know that that's even legal, but it was an interesting concept.
If it is, you support that?
Absolutely. We did support that last night. There were some other issues with the development that we talked about, but it passed last night.
All right, we need to take a break.
Go ahead. Yes, sir.
This would be a good place right here. Commissioner Ray Justice, representing District 1 in Mount Juliet, is my guest this morning, and our discussion will continue after this break. This is Coleman and Company, FM 98.
And it's now 7:17. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Bates Ford. Regular oil change, best price around $28.95. Includes up to 5 quarts of oil, tax and disposal. 1673 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Well, good morning. We're looking at bumper-to-bumper traffic here right on schedule on 65 southbound here at Trinity Lane. Still trying to work that wreck on Bell Road at Lacoya Bay Drive in Donaldson. Bell Road over in Antioch. That crash being cleared at Hickory Hollow Parkway. It's heavy right on schedule 24 westbound. Coming past Bell Road, all that traffic coming in from Rutherford County. Hey, Prince's Hot Chicken is the original hot chicken in Middle Tennessee. Check it out today, 5814 Nolensville Pike. I'm Commander Chuck, your on-time traffic.
It's a new day at Lebanon Health and Rehabilitation. Lebanon Health and Rehabilitation has experienced new leadership, a new atmosphere at the same location in the heart of Lebanon, located at 731 Castle Heights Court on the Castle Heights campus. Lebanon Health and Rehabilitation is providing 5-star clinical outcomes to short-term and long-term care residents. Call 444-4319 for a tour and to experience the new culture. It's a new day at Lebanon Health Care and Rehabilitation.
Our program presented by Nova Healthcare Lebanon, Coleman Company, and from the city of Mount Juliet. And Commissioner Ray Justice is here telling us what happened at the meeting last night. To recap for those who may be just joining us, you were trying to replace the vacant seat on the commission last night, and you never could get it done. So really what happened, there kept being votes, nobody really, the same vote over and over.
Correct.
Okay, and so you finally tried to adjourn, but even you couldn't agree on adjourning last night. So the meeting is continued, but you did some other things which we are talking about here as well, and it's to be determined yet as to how this vacancy is filled. But you've got a deadline out there for maybe about a month away. If you don't fill it, the commission doesn't fill it, then there will of necessity have to be an election. So that's kind of where we stand there. Now, pick it up where you left off, if you will. Any other things of interest to our listeners that you voted to do last night?
Well, and continue with that development conversation. There was also a conversation in there about vacation rentals or short-term rentals, which has been, I think, in the news. You probably heard. I think they maybe even discussed it here in Lebanon at one point. In Nashville, they've talked about it. They just changed the zoning in Nashville. But in their covenants and restrictions, the HOA was, they put in, there would be no VRBO, no Airbnb type short-term rentals, which I was pleased to see that. It creates an atmosphere and an environment in a subdivision sometimes that the people who live there all the time aren't really happy with. So.
You can legally restrict that completely?
We'll see. I have no idea.
Housing is getting complex. It
really is.
It's not simple like it used to be. Nothing is, I don't think.
No, nothing's as simple as it was back years ago. You know, when you and I worked for WCR radio station, those were the fun days. Everything was simple back then. You know. Those days are gone. So now we have to have a lawyer who will sit and interpret everything that we do and tell us what probably is going to happen when we do this. And
well, how much power, authority, takeover can a home association have? They can. I mean, some of them are so strict that you can't even have a flagpole in your yard to fly the American flag, you know. And I get a little disgusted sometimes when reading some of this, but I know they're there for the overall good of the people in that particular area.
You know, and it's interesting. We had, I've got in my district a development that was actually created, zoned, and built in the county. Mm-hmm. Before the city annexed it.
Okay.
Well, when they annexed it, or when we annexed it, when it was actually brought into the city, we found out at that point, because some homeowners were questioning it, that not 100% of the development was built and created under the homeowners association, but they were adopted into the homeowners association without everybody knowing about it. So there was a big legal battle that took place over that. They took the homeowners association to court, and the homeowners won the court battle. Uh-huh. You have to have 100% participation initially in a situation like that. So their homeowners association went away. Now, what I have noticed in that is that some of the standards that you would normally see have been relaxed. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that the homeowners associations do play a big part in the standardization of a development in a neighborhood and the maintenance and the policing of the neighborhood, and they take the role of the city to some degree and take some of the burden off of the taxpayers to try and enforce the rules.
Well, I think we can certainly understand people who rent, especially for a shorter period of time. Usually it's I won't say they never, but a lot of times they don't care as much about the property, don't take care of it as much. They don't assimilate into the community like somebody who's actually bought a house. And I
right.
think that's kind of where it all begins.
Well, there is that investment that you're going to protect if you are the owner, that you might necessarily not have as much interest in protecting if you're not the owner. And so that's where the standard is kind of lost sometimes. And that's one of the interests that we have in creating an environment where it is a little less rental friendly and more ownership friendly.
Anything else from last night's meeting you want to mention, Ray?
We did confirm Wilson Bank and Trust last night as the depository for the city of Mount Juliet. We've got $3 million that is coming to the city that we have borrowed when we refinanced a bond note. So the lower interest rate is going to give us that $3 million and put it into a fund to build our new fire station in my district. So I'm excited about that. You have no idea how excited I am about that.
Well, let's talk a little bit about that. Any problems so far, really? You just moving along?
We're moving right along. Of course, we're purchasing the property from the Board of Education school, and it's going to be on the new road that's being cut from Needmore Road down to Lebanon Road will come out right next to First Freedom Bank and at that intersection, Benton Douglas Boulevard and Lebanon Road. So there's going to be a new road that's going to be created just for the turning off of Lebanon Road onto Needmore Road. North Green Hill is not being closed, so there's actually going to be another route there. And then the school, of course, is being built. It'll be on the property just adjacent to the school. It's 2.14 acres, I believe, is what I was told yesterday, and we're waiting on the closing documents to come. So we ain't moving on.
You can't always foresee problems, but as you look at all this and getting your fire station built there, any problems you expect at all?
It's going to be we're going to have probably a period of time when we just adjust. I mean, you're changing traffic patterns, and so that's going to be an adjustment. But I've got to tell you, Dr. Wright and Mickey Hall with the board and the entire board, the school board, they've been unbelievably wonderful to work with. And you'd think because we had the other stuff, the other issues going on, they did not let that affect what they were trying to do for the betterment of the community and for Wilson County. And it kind of gives us an idea as to why we've got such a great school system, because of what they were able to do with it.
Well, speaking of that other thing, has that been settled? Didn't they present you another opportunity, or did you present? I forgot which way it went. But
we presented to them with an opportunity, and it's pretty much the same that Lebanon had, same agreement that Lebanon had with them. And I think they will meet sometime maybe in August. I'm not sure the exact date, but it's been sitting up there and they have it. And
is this mainly a discussion, transaction, whatever, between the lawyers, or are y'all more involved in it?
Well, actually, I kind of put it together and sent it up and raised it up the flagpole, and we voted on it, and it was a unanimous decision to send that offer to the board.
Well, basically, what is that offer?
It's dollar for dollar. The fees that they would normally pay to the city of Mount Juliet would be waived up to the point of $385,000. Mm-hmm. So rather than them paying, or us paying them the $375,000, then turn around and paying us that money back in fees to build their buildings and our inspections and fees and things of that nature, we're just eliminating that process. Just, swapping money is a administrative process. It costs money to do that, believe it or not, and it's manpower involved. So we just felt like it was an expedient way to take care of it.
So you're waiting to hear if they feel the same way?
We'll see.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
We got about 3 minutes left. What are you doing about traffic? Any new thing regarding traffic, or any? Kenny always tells us the latest people and businesses to locate. You don't keep up with that.
I do not. If it's in my district, I know about it, and that's about it. What are we doing about traffic? We're in a process right now. We're in. One of the things that we found that is successful is putting speed humps into our subdivisions. Believe it or not, we've got subdivisions. One of our subdivisions that was created a cross through or a pass through, which is Tuscan Gardens and Park Glen subdivision, were connected. And in the process of doing that, we created a thoroughfare now for people to go from Lebanon Road to Golden Bear to school. And so the residents aren't very happy about that. So we decided now that we got to looking at it and researching, found that these speed humps in these subdivisions slow them down, especially these kids with the low rider cars.
Well, especially if you don't want your front end alignment to have to be redone every other week.
But they are rated for 25 miles an hour. The speed limit is 25 miles an hour. So if you're doing the speed limit, you're not going to get hurt. That's the way it works. We call those traffic calming devices, and I love that phrase, traffic calming.
I get it, but I hate them things.
I'm not a big fan myself, but we tried to tell them that speeding tickets are optional. You don't have to get one, and some of these kids obviously didn't get the message. So then we're going to try other ways, but we're in the process right now trying to get doing the engineering on Lebanon Road and at Park Glen and widening that section up to Benders Ferry Road and Golden Bear. We're doing the engineering and looking at the right-of-way on South Mountain Juliet Road out to Central Pike. Obviously, we're working on the engineering now with the Central Pike interchange to create that and the widening of Central Pike, and I'm not sure where that's at in the mix.
Well, you mentioned Lebanon Road there. I think eventually they're planning to have 4 or 5 lanes all the way up to 109, aren't they?
They are, but once you get to West Elementary School, that's not in the city. So when we went and set up our plan and did the engineering, we only engineered up to that point, and that's what's been accepted at this point.
Well, your main concern, of course, City of Mount Juliet.
Yes, sir.
We understand that.
Correct.
Well, time is up. Thanks for being here this morning. Good to see you again.
Good seeing you.
And a marathon meeting, maybe one to remember last night, but everybody was friendly when it was over. It just you just didn't agree.
I have been serving with the mayor for many years on the city commission in Mount Juliet. I have a lot of respect for that man and his family and what he's been able to accomplish, but I don't always agree with him.
All right. Our program presented by Genova Healthcare Lebanon. Stay with us for part 2 of Coleman and Company right here in FM 98.9.
And to 729, let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Absolute Kubota and Rental Land Pride. Quality tractor implements including cutters, finish mowers, box blades, tillers, and more. 5-year gearbox warranty. Extremely durable and well-built. 1325 West Main. Now in traffic. Here's Chuck.
Well, good morning. It's bumper to bumper out here as we check it out live. 65 southbound here trying to get past Trinity Lane. 65 gets really busy this time of the morning trying to get the Metro Center there at Rosa Parks. 2400 block of Powell Avenue, South Nashville. That's a minor accident. Heavy, but moving on 40 East there up through Kingston Springs. All the traffic flow coming out of Dixon County this morning. And it's starting to pick up out here in the construction. 440, be careful. Hey, if you're moving soon before school starts back, call Smashville Moving Company at 584-4954. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
Welcome to Hearthside Senior Living, Lebanon's unique senior living community designed for seniors to age in place, all within a safe, comfortable, and Christian environment. Beautiful retirement homes designed for an independent lifestyle with maintenance-free living. Hearthside Senior Living also continues the excellent tradition of assisted living for those seniors who need additional services. Hearthside Senior Living, an independent retirement community and assisted living community, all on one campus in the heart of Lebanon. Call 615-443-1994 for a tour.
71 degrees all the way.
73 degrees, please.
So what's your perfect degree of comfort? We'll help you find it with professional Rheem HVAC service that'll keep your home comfy year-round, save on energy costs, and may qualify for utility rebates and tax credits. So enjoy a new degree of comfort.
72 degrees, and I'm good to go.
Financing available through TVA's Energy Right program and your local power company. Call Randy's Heat and Air 237-3604.
At Absolute Kubota, now you can get a great-looking cut in less time, every time. With an Exmark, the mowers landscape pros trust 2-to-1 over the next best-selling brand of mowers. Right now, Exmark is offering great incentives on the newly redesigned Quest, our most affordable zero-turn riders, starting as low as just $32.99. Check out all the special Exmark deals today at Absolute Kubota, 1325 West Main Street, Lebanon, Tennessee. Exmark, ready to work for you.
Everyone is busy, and you certainly have more to think about than insurance. THW Insurance understands. As an independent agent, THW offers coverage from select companies to make sure you have the right protection for your home, auto, and business. One of these fine companies is Westfield Insurance. Contact us today so you can get back to what really matters, you and your family. Call THW Insurance at 615-443-3849.
Happy Tuesday. A couple of stray storms this morning will give way to much nicer weather as we head later into this afternoon. We'll finally see some sunshine, but the bigger weather story will be how much cooler we'll be. Highs will top out in the mid-80s behind that cold front. Now for tonight, dry conditions will stick around. You can expect mostly clear skies with lows falling into the lower 60s. That's your forecast. I'm meteorologist Nisa Lomax.
And we continue. Welcome to part 2 of Coleman and Company. It's a Tuesday morning, Tuesday this time, we let Sean Dozier come in and get around the table and talk about Hearthside Senior Living. Sean, good morning.
Good morning, Coleman. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's nice out there this morning.
Great weather outside. I'm looking
a little bit cooler, and we had some rain, some more rain.
We had a lot of rain last night, but it's going to be a nice couple of days. Good golfing weather, so
that's
looking forward to that.
What I'm thinking too.
Are you?
Oh, yeah.
Good.
I'm thinking. That's as far as I've got.
You deserve it.
Well, we're here to talk about Hearthside Senior Living, Retirement and Assisted Living Community at 215 Castle Heights Avenue North. And Sean, of course, is the executive director and the man in charge and the one that comes here every Tuesday to tell us all about it.
Well, let me start out by saying excited about your program coming up, so I won't take too much of your time. I know it's a big deal. We have one of the players is one of our employees' grandsons, so we're excited about that. So anyway, I won't take much time. But anyway, we've got of course our retirement community. It's going well. It's full. It's going great. But the assisted living is going well. It's going so well. We've got one room that's going to be open at the end of the month. It's a large room, so we're going to be talking about that a little bit. But
the larger one's more popular.
They're more popular. You know, it's the great view. You know, it's a little more room. You know, a little more elbow room.
Right.
But, you know, it's a great price. You know, our prices are all encompassing, Coleman, so we don't kind of piecemeal it together.
Uh-huh.
So it's a great price for our large room. So if you're interested in that, that'll be ready at the end of the month. Janet Presley, she's our admissions coordinator, our front office manager. She does a great job. So if you are interested in that, come by for a tour. She'll show you around and just show you the large room. And if you're interested, we'd love to talk to you.
But you do have a waiting list.
We do have a waiting list, so we'll go down the list to see if anybody's interested. Right now, I don't think anybody is. So
okay, but right, and you need if you might be.
If you might be interested, call us at 615-443-1994 or stop by or check out our website. It has all the information about the different types of rooms and different prices. It's www.hearthsideliving.com.
Right. Well, you have a slogan I picked up somewhere that when it's time for a helping hand, and you've been extending that helping hand since
for
1994.
20 years, over 20 years now. It started out as a ministry. It continues to be, you know, we view it as a ministry, and our purpose there is to give great customer service. We try to offer compassion to people because it's a big transition, you know, when you move into an assisted living. And it truly isn't a helping hand. It truly is assisted living. Those folks do a lot of things. They come in and out. They go places. They do things. They visit with people. So it really is a home for them, and we're glad to offer that to them.
Well, you've been doing a lot right. I started to say something right. You've been doing a lot right all these years, and you've been voted one of the best, if not the best.
Yeah, in 2019 we were voted the best assisted living, so we're proud of that. And it really has to do not only with the great facility that we have, but we have a great staff. A lot of folks have been there a long, long time, a lot longer than I have, and they do a great job, and I really appreciate all they do. They always listen to me on Tuesday morning, so I better say that.
Well, right. But the fact that you have a good staff in place, no doubt makes your job easier, and a little delegating, and you got it made.
Got it made. Maybe have to play golf every once in a while. We need to play golf, Coleman. You know, I'm sure you're really good.
I imagine I am totally out of your league because I'd be ashamed to even say what my score is here on the air.
I think John Pope could probably beat us both. To be honest.
You got a hard time.
Yeah, let me get out of here. I know you got a great program. Ralph Adams, he's one of our residents. He listens to me every Tuesday, and I saw him this morning, and he's listening. So hello to Ralph Adams.
A Hearthside hello to Ralph
Great
Adams.
guy. Great guy.
Well, Sean, thanks for being with us. See you next Tuesday.
Thanks,
Sean Dozier, Executive Director of Hearthside Senior Living, located at 215 Castle Heights Avenue North in Lebanon. Well, no surprise, I guess, after he mentioned his name. John Pope is here, affectionately known sometimes as Pope John. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Coleman.
You have been involved in Lebanon Youth Baseball for quite some time, and really you and some others, but I think you had a lot to do with getting it put together with the the Kiwanis Club and the Rotary Club and what they were doing, and really consolidated this a few years ago, and you call it Lebanon Youth Baseball. It seems to have worked really well. And not only has it worked well here, but seems like our boys have been doing a lot better when tournament time rolls around.
They have. We have seen the success and, reap the benefits of consolidating the two leagues that we had in town for many, many years. And so now, back when we did that, which, believe it or not, was 8 years ago. Yeah. It's crazy it's been that long now. But we've what we're here to recognize and help is our 4th state title in a row, our 5th out of the last 6. And so to say that the merger was successful is very much an understatement.
Well, you got Nick Hayes with you here as well. You want to share the microphone?
Yes.
You want to scoot that between? Now, wait a minute. I'm not through talking to you. Both of you just kind of put it between you here, and I think it'll pick up. Okay. Now, Nick, good morning to you.
Good morning.
It's good to see you again. You were in a political campaign a few years ago, and I got to know you a little bit better at that time. And I'm not sure I've seen you since. But,
it's been a little while.
Tell us quickly your involvement in this.
Well, I'm one of the coaches, I guess, the manager of this team. Me and Paul Jewell and Chris Dickerson, they're my other assistant coaches. Along with, they only let us have 3 coaches in the dugout. And I tell people all the time, we've got a lot of coaches. I got a lot of dads that come out and help every practice. We keep them moving a lot. But I guess I'm the manager of this team.
Well, you've done well so far.
They have done well.
But you're not through.
We're not through. We leave next Thursday to Ruston, Louisiana, playing at a brand new complex down there in the World Series. So we're excited.
Have you gone before on some of these?
I have. My older son, 2 years ago, got to play in the Dixie Youth World Series, and I was able to coach that team too. So I got to go down there with him. It's a lot of fun. These boys are going to have a big time.
How did you do? Refresh our memory here.
We finished 3rd that year. 3rd at the World Series.
How many were there?
There are 12.
Okay,
12
so
teams.
3rd out of 12. Well, that speaks real well.
They did well.
Great. Well, John, you've I guess you're calling on businesses or whatever. You need a little help.
We are. This journey's long on the families, and they've already played in the district tournament and the state tournament, and now we're having to send them out of state to Ruston, Louisiana for the Dixie Youth.
Ruston?
It's kind of central northern part of Louisiana. It's where Louisiana Tech and Grambling are both there. And so, Dixie Youth does a good job at finding locations that are kind of somewhat off the beaten path, but normally near a large university or a good-sized university. And they had just built this $45 million sports complex in that town where all of the youth fields are completely turfed. So I'm anxious to see that for what we're actually working on here in Lebanon with the complex that's being discussed with the city here. So that'll be interesting to see as well.
Well, you've brought 3 players here this morning.
We have.
Nick or both of you, and we're going to get to meet them. But let me talk with Nick just a little more here. As far as your all stars are selected at the end of the season, I think that's the way it's been traditionally, and it's you're. I'm sure if you're just above average player, you're on the edge of your seat wondering if you're going to make the all-star team, and then some of them probably who really excel are pretty sure they're going to be there. So, but how many have you? 12 or
we have 12.
Yes. 12 people. Of course, 9 play at a time. So you've got three reserves, but just 12.
Just 12, and it's pretty competitive. Our league is pretty competitive, and like you said, I'm sure some of them are a little anxious leading up to that kind of announcement. But these boys have done well. They've played a lot of ball through the years, so they deserve.
How many years have you been affiliated with all this?
These boys actually, I think, were 7 the first year I coached in Lebanon. So I've had some of these kids, between league teams and all-star teams and things like that since they were 7, I believe, if that's right. So 5 years, I guess.
Okay. Well, it's it takes a toll on you a little bit, but I guess it's worth it.
I probably look a lot older than I did 5 years ago.
Okay. When are you going to play?
We play Saturday, August 3rd at 3:30. 3:30 in Ruston.
All right. So you've got to get prepared, and part of being prepared means being able to pay for the trip and this sort of thing.
Sure.
So I guess we'll let John put in his appeal here. Let's do this, and then when we come back, we'll go to a break in a couple of minutes. When we come back, we'll get to meet these three players that you brought out here today. But you do need some money.
We do. We try to raise funds to take care of lodging and gas and food for the team while they're gone, because it is a long journey, and it's great, it's exciting. The kids have a great experience, the families have a great experience, but it can take its toll. So
and the better they play, the longer they stay, and the longer they stay, the more it costs.
More it costs, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And we've got to prepare for that. They will be there the whole time, and so. And I'll say this, our community, Lebanon, is unbelievable and has been unbelievable the last 3 years when we've had this state tournament champ and moving on to the World Series, and they've come out just big time. And so I can't say enough. Our board at Lebanon Youth Baseball would like to really thank our entire community, because they come out big time for us every year.
Do you have some people that you actually go and request funds?
We're a little sensitive to the fact that we operate our league free to all players because of sponsors, and we have a lot of sponsors that are team sponsors and sign sponsors, and we don't want to keep going back to them year in and year out, and so but a lot of them will come to us. A lot of them come to us and say, "Here's a check," and they've already paid for their yearly sponsorship, but they want to help this team that's going to the World Series.
But individuals can help too, and I mean, even if it's not but $20, $10, you accept anything.
Absolutely, and that's what we tell the parents after they get to this level is, really it's the relationships that they have with individuals and companies and businesses that is really what helps them raise the funds to get the team down there.
All right, let's take our break right here, and we've got a lot more coming up, so stay with us here. Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And it's now 7:46, so see what's happening on the roadways thanks to Bates Ford and the Lifetime Brake Pad Guarantee. With the purchase of a brake service, replacement brake pads are provided at no cost for as long as the customer owns the vehicle. Bates Ford, 1673 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. It's just busy out here where you would expect this time of the morning. 40 westbound, especially trying to get past Fence Lane, coming in through Hermitage, Donaldson, headed towards the downtown area. Lafayette Street at Lewis, that's a wreck right at that intersection. Heavy, but moving up through Brentwood right now, keeping a close eye on that heavy volume of traffic there on 65 northbound up through Williamson County. Prince's Hot Chicken is the original hot chicken in Middle Tennessee. They started all this hot chicken craze. Everybody else is just copycats. Stop by 5814 Nolensville Pike. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
Helping your family stay healthy is what we're all about at Tenova Family Medicine Lebanon. So we make it more convenient for you to see a primary care provider when you need one. Walk-ins are welcome Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. And if you prefer to schedule a visit, same-day appointments are often available. Just call Tenova Family Medicine Lebanon, 615-378-6719. That's 615-378-6719.
Coleman and Company, thanks for joining us. We're talking Lebanon Youth Baseball this morning, and we have John Pope and we have Nick Hayes here. John is pretty much in charge. I've got a title, but I'm not sure what it is.
Well, just whatever needs to happen, make it happen. But
President
of the board, we've got a great board. Fred Dawson's chairman of the board, and Rick Smith, and Jay Bradshaw, Kevin Gaines, Ronnie Kelly, Chuck Whitlock, and I'm probably leaving somebody out. But
okay, so that's your board.
Yeah, and we've got a great board.
Okay, now Nick is the manager of the All-Stars. You're manager in the regular season. Do you have your own team?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, we did.
Which team is that?
We were Sports World this year.
Okay. And then who decides who's going to manage All-Stars?
The board.
And whoever's willing, maybe.
Yeah, they the way it's kind of set up, it's a little different than, probably when I was a kid. Pretty much anybody who coaches in the league can submit their name for All-Star consideration, and the board sifts through it and comes up with who they think can best do it, I guess.
All right. Well, I mentioned we've got some players, and we do, and I've got their names down here, and if I don't butcher them, we'll be okay. But these are, I take this through your star players, maybe?
Yeah, they do really well for us.
Well, I know that it's summer vacation. You don't have too much summer vacation left. Not on what time you guys normally get up, but I appreciate you getting up, being out here, and ready to go before 7:30 this morning. And hopefully you're thrilled about being able to talk a little bit on the radio. So, Aiden Moore, did I get that right?
Yes, sir.
Good morning to you.
Good morning.
We're glad to have you here.
Thank you.
How old are you?
I'm 13.
13. What position you play?
First base.
Is that all you do? You don't pitch?
I pitch.
Yeah. You pitch and play first base?
Yes.
Mostly first base?
Yes, sir.
How do you like hitting or defense, playing first base better? Or do you like them both the same?
I like them both.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Are you a pretty good first baseman?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. How's your hitting been this year?
It's been okay.
Okay. Any home runs?
Yes, sir.
I know you know how many. How many home runs you
I've hit 8 this season.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay. How was the state tournament? I mean, you won that. Let me ask: is this a double elimination, maybe, or
it is? Yes, sir.
Did you lose any?
No, sir.
Oh. Okay. Well, you started out with the district tournament.
We did.
Did you win all the games there?
Yes, sir.
And then at the state, you won all the games? So
yes,
you
sir.
haven't lost since the tournament started?
No, sir.
Have you pitched any?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Have you made any errors?
No, sir.
Oh, well, you've been all right, haven't you? He's not sure about that. Well, Aiden Moore, first baseman and pitcher for our Lebanon All-Stars.
And Coleman, I'll interject real quick. They are undefeated so far through district and state. Combined score, get ready for this, 102 runs scored versus 12 runs allowed.
Oh, wow.
Now, this team is extremely deep when it comes to pitching. And so I think all three of these do pitch. We've got some that didn't come this morning that pitch and hit a lot of home runs as well. We just need to select three that would talk this morning.
Well, now, let me ask another question here, because not having seen you played or kept up with it, I'm an old guy now. I used to see a lot of Babe Ruth baseball and some Little League as well. What the size of is this regulation field they play on, or is it smaller?
It's a little bit smaller.
Okay.
We play on a 50-foot pitcher's mound, and our base are 70 feet. And the field, obviously, the outfield's a little shorter. That can vary, but shorter.
Okay, 50 feet as opposed to 60 feet and 6 inches.
Yes, sir.
And 70 feet as opposed to 90 in the bases. All right, so
yes,
it is a smaller diamond then.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, and then what are the ages that you've got here?
Some of our kids, like Aiden said, they have turned 13, but they qualify as 11 and 12-year-olds. The whole tournament's 11 and 12-year-olds.
I got it. Okay. Well, let's move over and meet Tyler Kingdon. Tyler, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Let me make sure you're coming in here. Everything going all right with you?
Yes, sir.
Well, you're looking good here. What position you play?
Catcher and pitcher.
Oh, catcher.
Yeah.
Hardest job on the field, in my opinion.
Well, I don't consider it that hard, but I guess so.
Yeah. Well, if you pitch some and you catch some, who catches when you pitch?
Either Ethan Schwer or like Carter Mason.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
There are 12 of you and 3 of you out here this morning. Y'all got to know each other pretty good since your district tournament started, and playing together and practicing and all of that?
Yes, sir. I think we work as a whole 10 times better. So, yeah.
Well, we ask Aiden here, which I don't know whether I ask him or not, but he likes to play first base and pitch. Do you like catching or pitching better?
Catching.
Really?
Yes.
Now, do y'all, when you give the pitcher a signal when you're catching as to what to throw or where to throw it, that kind of thing?
Yes, sir.
You throw curves?
A lot.
Bit?
Yes.
You call for a curved ball sometimes?
All the time.
Yeah.
We call whatever's working at the time.
Well, what kind of a tournament have you had? Have you hit pretty well?
I hit decent. It's not the best out of our whole team, but I consider myself as a good or decent hitter. So yeah.
And what about it? You're a pretty good catcher, I'll bet, or you wouldn't be there.
Yeah, I start catching, so I hope I do good.
Yeah. You know what a pass ball is?
Yes, sir.
Do you have many pass balls?
It's like a 75-25%. So I only have 25% pass balls.
Okay. All right, we have the third member here we want to talk to is Zeb Major. Zeb, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Are you 12 years old?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What position you play?
Pitcher and first base.
Pitcher. All right, let me.
Well, I can only play like that because I'm left-handed.
Yeah.
So it would be hard for me to play other positions and stuff.
Well, you can play in the outfield and be
Yes, sir.
left-handed, but it's pretty hard to play third base or short or second base if you're left-handed. I know. I'm left-handed too.
So,
I used to pitch and I used to play a little first base, very little. But anyway, I take it if you're pitching, Aiden's playing first base. If he's pitching, you're playing first base.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes,
well, now, if neither one of you are pitching, which one gets to play first base?
we sub in and out.
Okay. I'm not sure I picture all this, but anyway, how's your tournament been?
It's been decent. My hitting started out not as good, and then I got better as the tournament has gone on and stuff.
Yeah.
My pitching has been pretty good most of the tournament.
Y'all pretty close-knit bunch of boys, all 12 of you?
Yes, sir.
You love each other, especially when you're doing well.
Yes, sir.
How is Coach Nick here? Y'all want to talk about him a little bit, or your manager? Really, it's a manager in baseball. A manager has some coaches usually, but anyway, is he a pretty good guy?
Yes, sir.
You sure about that?
Yes, sir.
You looking forward to the trip to Louisiana?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So you want the people to open up their pocketbooks a little bit and help y'all make it, huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right. Where do y'all go to school? I'll just ask each one of you.
Tucker Crossroads.
Tucker's Crossroads.
Walter J. Barrett.
Walter J.
Carroll Oakland.
3 different schools. You said you or maybe John said this, that you got the three people you thought maybe would talk the best. Yeah. And there is something, if you're going to be on the radio, you need to talk, right?
Sure.
So tell us about your boys. I'm sure you're proud of them and their accomplishment here, but they look like really clean-cut, fine young men to me, and I hope you agree.
Oh, no doubt. They're good kids, and we talk about that a lot. We try to stress, it's not, especially when you get to the level where we're at. Now you're going off to other towns and now other states, and you're having to represent something more than what you represent when you're just playing in a local league. We were representing the town of Lebanon and the youth, Lebanon youth baseball. Now we're representing the state of Tennessee for the whole World Series, and we stress that a lot, and they're good kids. They come, all our families are great. In today's age, when you don't have parent problems on teams for as long as we've had them, that's a rarity, and we've been very lucky and fortunate. Good kids, good families, and they've done everything we've asked them to do.
Well, I appreciate y'all being here, and I just wish you well. It'd be great if you can bring home a championship trophy, but even not, getting to go to Louisiana and have a good time together and just do your best. And if you've done your best, that's all you can ask anybody to do, really. And we're proud of you. We've got 2.5 minutes left. John, I know you want, again, one of the purposes for being here is to remind everybody of what's happening here and call on the community for a little monetary support.
Yeah, they, with the goal of raising some funds to help, defray some of the costs of going to the World Series. So we've got a lot of events scheduled obviously they've got to practice over the next week and a half before they head down on next Thursday. But tonight, we already took them yesterday to the Kiwanis Club. They raised some funds there. They're going to Rotary today at noon. Of course, Coleman was great. You were great to have us on this morning. Tonight, Tuesday, Jersey Mike's 4 to 8. They're going to donate 10% of all proceeds. So everybody in town needs to go to Jersey Mike's tonight and eat, or at least order it to go, and the team will get 10% proceeds from the sales tonight. Baskin Robbins is on schedule for Friday, 5 to 10. Same thing, 10% of the profits there go to the team. And then obviously anybody can make a donation directly to any of the players. They do have to make that donation to Lebanon Youth Baseball.
Okay, but any amounts appreciated. Every dollar counts.
Every dollar counts. We've anything will help. Absolutely.
Well, I've really enjoyed this segment this morning. Nick, it's really good to see you again.
You too. I appreciate it.
You look alive and well, and apparently this hadn't taken too big a toll off of you.
It's a lot of fun. I've been real fortunate to get to do this as much as I have, so it's been really good. Okay,
John Pope and Nick Hayes, along with our players, Aiden Moore, Tyler Kingdon, and Zeb Major, and we just enjoy being able to do something like this and maybe help you all a little bit. And we, again, wish you well on your trip to Louisiana. John, thanks for coming out and for all you do.
Thank you, Coleman.
And Nick, you too. All right, that is it for a Tuesday. I hope you'll join us tomorrow for the Wednesday edition of Coleman and Company. And until tomorrow, I wish you a terrific day.